The more conscious you become, the more at risk you become of going crazy, because when you start realizing just how many layers there are to this mind control onion, onions have layers, and there's multiple layers of our programming, ladies and gentlemen. When you become aware of how many layers there are to this and just how real all these things I'm saying actually are, it can take your mind and make it very fragile. And that's why waking up, that's why especially Kundalini, ladies and gentlemen, is incredibly dangerous for people, because it melts through all those layers of the onion and you're left with just yourself. It burns through the entire ego complex. It burns through everything that it takes away everything that you've thought was the truth. That's what Kundalini does. The holy fire of Kundalini, the real baptism the real baptism, ladies and gentlemen, is a baptism by fire, the fire of Kundalini. When it moves through your cerebral spinal system and activates the dormant regions of your mind, when your mind becomes fully illuminated, you break free of all of those mental accumulated shackles that you've attained or acquired by living in this matrix. That's what the Kundalini does. It not only enlightens you, but in order for it to enlighten you, it has to get rid of all of the bullshit that you've accumulated. It has to get rid of residual layers of mind control out of your mind. These layers of mind control are what's keeping you from being able to reach the next tier of your evolution. It's keeping you from being able to evolve. It's keeping you from being able, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot speak today. These layers of mind control that the Kundalini seeks to destroy are what's keeping you from being able to be who you were designed to be. But in order for this energy, this fire of Kundalini to melt through those layers of mind control that you've accumulated in the form of belief systems and engrams, you name it, it's a traumatic experience. It's a very traumatic experience to experience this energy melt through all of the programs and the things that these belief systems that we've accumulated. And forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to explain something it's just not coming out of my mouth properly. The belief systems that you've built about who you are, what your purpose is here in life, you name it, is how you define yourself. Now, how you define yourself in this matrix is oftentimes not the truth. And when the Kundalini energy moves through you, it melts through any aspect of your psychology, your mind, and your physiology that isn't aligned with the absolute truth. And as the energy melts through these layers, it takes away all of these accumulations that you've acquired, that you've built, these belief systems, these roles that you identify with here in this matrix. And that can make you feel alone, because you identify your sense of who your character is or what your purpose is, oftentimes is these belief systems that you've accumulated, these identity roles. I hope that makes sense. Again, sometimes it's really difficult to take these esoteric principles and whatnot and to put them into layman's terms. I'm doing my best, but I'm finding it exceedingly difficult with certain principles. The Kundalini burns through the non-authentic self. It burns through the ego. It burns through the demiurge's grasp on your physiology and your consciousness. And when it removes all of these layers of your ego and all these bullshit beliefs, ladies and gentlemen, as it gets rid of all the unnecessary material that you've accumulated in your muscle memory and your mind and your mental storages, you name it, you are left naked, metaphorically speaking. You are born, you are reborn. And when you are reborn in this crazy world, it can be very unsettling. The Kundalini, when it moves through your system, it awakens all of the dormant regions of your brain, your psychic centers, you name it. So it turns you into an empath. It makes you start to feel again, because most of you are numb, because you've never had these specific regions of your physiology actually stimulated. But as the Kundalini moves through your system and caresses all of your cells and awakens everything, you are now able to download or perceive much more information. It's kind of like right now the average Westerner is walking through reality with their hands over their face with just a tiny little hole to look through. The Kundalini not only opens your blinders, but it takes them off. That can be very unsettling, because now you're able to perceive much more. You're able to feel much more. You're aware of the layers of control. You're aware of the fact that you I'm not even going to get into that. Again, I hope what I'm saying makes sense, because this is a very real thing. The Matrix seeks to destroy your health, to destroy pretty much any ability for you to actually evolve. Spiritually, physically, emotionally, they want to keep you in a perpetual cycle of pretty much new age or extra dimensional slavery, if we want to call it that. Excuse me.